a busy day because your video is premiering shortly as well.
Yes, in a couple of hours. We're very excited about it.
Do they just go, right, let's just cram everything into one day, then you can have tomorrow off?
If only I had tomorrow off. But no, we have a bit of work to do today, but I've had crazier days, so I'm not complaining.
See, I like this, but I already feel like you're quite zen-like and totally chilled, which is probably a good thing considering that you're now combined forces with Headspace.
Yeah, so I've become the chief music officer, which means we're going to collaborate on curating musical playlists for people to help them focus, help them be more mindful. We're going to create other content that really explores the connection between music and mindfulness. And I'm really excited to go on this journey with them.
Mind you, as chief music officer for Headspace, does that just mean that you go, okay, I know, we'll just put John Legend music in this one and in this one, also a John Legend playlist right here too.
Well, it's not really my music. It's all instrumental playlists primarily. And so the first playlist I curated was a jazz playlist to help people focus. We're going to deal with more cinematic music as well, curating a collection of music that I think will help people focus.
I think at this time as well, because I mean, it's been a crazy year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
completely different to the year that we started. We did not expect everything that's turned out this year to
We had
turn out.
such high hopes for 2020.
We were all like, 2020 is going to be the year. And then suddenly just went a little bit off the kind of track a little bit. It seems
Yes.
that everything's kind of coming back on track more now, but people need this more than ever now.
Well, in the States, we're still in the middle of the pandemic. We haven't kind of come on the other side of it yet. But I think a lot of people feel uncertain and they feel anxious, and they could use something to help them get through the day, help them focus, help them be more mindful and more centered. And I think Headspace is there for people like that.
I've got to say, actually, we're not out the other side either. I think that people now, they're just dealing with it a little bit better than we were initially because it's
Yeah, I think we've adjusted to a new normal. I think most of the country is accustomed to wearing a mask now. We never seen that in America in my lifetime, and so I think people are getting adjusted and trying to find ways to make the most of the situation. And we've been trying to do that at our place, and I think people around the world are trying to do it the same way.
Can I ask, where are you now? Whereabouts, sorry.
I'm home in LA, in our dining room, and this has become our makeshift television studio. I shot The Voice here last season, and I've done countless interviews from this room.
I love that. So does that take, when you knew that you had to start doing all these interviews and you had to do the voice and whatnot from home, how long did you spend going around the house trying to find the best backdrop possible?
This room was the best one because it's able to be closed off from the rest of the house. Most of our house is pretty open, but this room has doors, so I'm able to close myself off from the kids and everything. Occasionally they'll wander in here and try to get on my Zoom calls, but this gives me enough privacy and has enough light and all those things that we need to film things. So we figured it out. The first couple of weeks of quarantine, it was a struggle figuring out how to produce myself, but I've gotten used to it now.
How often have you had to do that thing where you're talking like we are now, but behind the camera you're going, go away, leave me alone?
That's happened a few times for sure.
I do that. I quite often have my dog comes in and I'm like, oh no. And he looks out the window and then he'll start barking and I'm like, oh no.
We have 4 dogs and we have a hamster and a bearded dragon and 2 kids. So we've got a lot
Oh,
going
wow.
on over here.
Wow, I hope the hamster and the bearded dragging it on.
The hamster just sleeps all day. She's nocturnal. She doesn't really bother anybody.
It's quite a collection you have there, I've got to say. Are you quite a chilled out guy usually? Do you get stressed by anything?
I am pretty chill, I will say, but I think meditation can still be helpful even if you're a chill person. It can help you be more creative and more focused and more productive. And so I think it's good for a lot of people, and people have to find what their needs are and how they can address them in different ways. And I think Headspace is great because it gives you a lot of different ways in, whether it's music, whether it's meditation. It gives you a few different ways into thinking about these issues.
Yeah, I mean, different people meditate in different ways. You know, traditionally back in the day, meditation was lie there and you hold your fingers like this and
Yes.
that. But it's
Yeah.
taken in different forms now.
And I think they've done a good job at Headspace of meeting people where they are and helping them find their own way into it. And I think that's helpful so people don't have to feel intimidated by it.
Now, can I just say it's such a big month. So loads of people coming out of kind of learning to deal with this new normal, yet you are busier than ever. It seems like everything is going on. Have you just been using lockdown as a really proactive period?
Well, I don't know any other way. I have to work. I want to feel like I'm doing something and creating things. And I feel so fortunate that I get to make music for a living. And I had spent so much time working on my new album, Bigger Love, and was excited to put it out. Had no idea what the world was going to be like this year when we were creating all the music, but I wanted people to hear it. And so we've done a lot of promotion around it, and we've shot a video that's coming out today for Wild. And, I've been staying busy.
And let's talk about the video Wild. Chrissy's in it. It's, well, I've only seen a little sneak preview at the moment, but wow, it's hot. It looks good. It looks really nice.
It's beautifully made. It's directed by our friend Nabil Elderkin. He directed the All of Me video. He also directed the video for Love Me Now. And he directed a video for a song that wasn't even a single way back in 2006 called Stereo. Is one of the first videos he ever made. He did it on spec because he was trying to make his way as a director and show people what he could do. And when he cast the video for me, he said, I want you to meet this girl. I think you'll like her. And it was Chrissy Teigen. And that's the way we met. So Nabil's the reason why we met, and he's directed the most important videos in our life together as a couple. And so it's great that he's here for another chapter in our lives.
How cool is that you did that? That's how you met Chrissy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we're lucky that he's such a great director because here's Luna. Hi, Luna.
Hi.
We're lucky he's such a great director because he's been such a big part of our lives and also documented some of our most beautiful videos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daddy, Miles hated me outside.
Okay, I'll come and talk to him in a second, okay? I love you.
Oh, she's so gorgeous, isn't she? Obviously, I mean, I know that Chrissy is in this video as well, and the album's out as well. How's it all doing? Is it all going well? Because it's been quite a difficult year for artists releasing new material.
Yeah, well, we've only released it digitally. We'll still put out a physical copy later, but of course, so many people listen to music via streaming services now, and it's been streaming since June 19th. And that's been going great, but we look forward to also putting it out on vinyl and CD for all those folks that still like to listen that way. The pandemic slowed us down when it came to that kind of thing, but we adjusted and are making the most of the situation.
Do you think the future for music looks like it will mainly go digital from now on? Because I mean, we've seen during the pandemic.
It's already pretty much there because I've had such a long career and some of my fans are a little older. Some of my fans still like to, buy a CD or buy vinyl. But for younger artists, their fans are almost exclusively listening via streaming.
Yeah, it's really interesting with film as well, how films are now being released straight on streaming services as well.
Yeah.
And just they're having to deal with this situation too.
Yeah, and like music, I think the business was already moving in that direction. But of course, there was a lot of money still to be made in those first few weeks when it was exclusively in the theaters. And of course, during this time, we can't do it. So the film industry is having to grapple with that concept and decide whether or not that'll be the new normal, where people will be able to watch it at home and in the theaters on the same day. So we'll see what happens. But in the music industry, we're already there. Streaming is the norm. We still sell things on CDs and vinyl, but streaming is the norm for the industry now, and it's the way that our fans expect to listen to music these days.
Will we see you back on the big screen at any time?
Yes. I have a production company called Get Lifted Film Company, and we are always working on new projects behind the scenes. Occasionally, it'll make sense for me to be on the camera as well for some of those projects. So as they come, we'll decide. But we have a big film that we actually shot in the UK last year called Jingle Jangle. It's coming out this Christmas. And we produced it, and I wrote some music for it. I don't appear on screen for that one, but I had a lot to do with it and worked on the music quite a bit. So we're excited about that, and we have a lot of other projects that will be coming in the new year.
All right. Did you spend much time in the UK when that project was on the go?
I was there a bit, and I spent a lot of time there in my normal music career as well. One of my last big shows was at the O2 Arena in London, and so I always have a great time in the UK, and look forward to coming back when we're able to travel again.
Oh, I know. We'd love you to come back as well. I mean, it is difficult. We don't even know what's going to happen with all the gigs and concerts, but we're hoping that next year could get busy.
Yeah, we had a whole tour scheduled this summer and had to postpone everything to next year. So hopefully by that time, the world will be open again.
Yeah, no, that would be absolutely brilliant. And obviously you'll have to come and visit us at Smooth, and we are very much about relaxing music, so we'd love you to come and visit us as well.
Absolutely, and I look forward to it.
Before I let you go, I mean, I've got to ask you, we've been talking to a lot of artists about their first ever gig. I know you've been doing music, as you say, you've been doing it for a while. Do you remember back to the first time you stood up in front of people and see all those faces, and did you get nervous? How was it? Where was it?
I was in church. I grew up in the Pentecostal church here in the U.S. I grew up in Springfield, Ohio. My grandfather was our pastor, and my mother was a choir director. And so even as young kids, they would, for like Christmas programs and Easter programs, they would put the kids up there and we would sing a little song or do something like that. And I fell in love with music at a pretty young age and loved singing in front of people at a very young age. I was probably 4 or 5 at the time, and I've been doing it ever since.
You've done some amazing gigs as well. What's been the most enormous, most overwhelming gig that you've ever done?
Oh my, singing at Barack Obama's inauguration was pretty stunning. Singing at the Oscars when Common and I won the Oscar for Glory for the film Selma. That was pretty overwhelming. There have been some powerful moments in my career. Those are a couple.
Those are pretty good. I've got to say, that's impressive. And well, look, John, thank you so much for chatting to me today. I really appreciate it. It's not every day that you get to chat with the sexiest man alive. from your lounge.
It's my honor and my privilege to speak with you. Thanks for having me.